I'm just gonna post for my girls to remind them that you're on, Nancy. Maybe that'll get some more people on.
Yeah. Oh, they can watch it later too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So is it still warm down there or is it cold?
-2, so I know that's probably warm to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it
Probably
was
still
24 on Friday.
Yeah, that's what my mom was saying, that Nova Scotia, they were like +20s in the +20s last week. So
yeah,
I think we're supposed to start warming up tomorrow, and Tuesday +9. That's going to feel balmy for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Carol, for organizing this and letting us do this with all our team members that want to join on and learn. And I like this leading and leaning in learning techniques.
Good.
It's very good.
Good. Thanks for all your help.
Okay, so I guess tonight what I was asked to talk about is how to generate leads when you're stuck. That's kind of where this, the one that I listened to, her name is Carrie Newby. She's from the States, and she basically walks us through some basically times when she's been stuck herself and how she's overcome them. So basically, I just kind of made some notes from what she talked about, and that's what I'll do tonight. Hi, Holly. And then we can talk about it after. If you have any questions, we can talk about that after. Okay. So basically what she shared was she kind of wondered when she first started with her Mary Kay business, like she was just a very young new mom and she was expecting her second. And one of the things, she loved the skincare. She basically never thought of doing Mary Kay, but then when she did decide, and like I remember feeling this way too, what happens when you run out of people? Right? You have a circle of certain amount of people. And then what happens when you don't want to be pestering your friends or your family all the time. You know, here I am with more Mary Kay. So how to get past your initial circle of friends, what happens, right? And so one thing that she did say, and I was really I really enjoyed listening to her. So basically, there can be times when we just feel like we're stuck. So basically the magic is in the bookings, and we can recreate that magic anytime we want just through bookings. Okay. So if you're out of bookings, basically we say, if you're out of bookings, you're out of business. And we can't run a business without the bookings or without parties or without putting the products on people's faces. And I know personally, that's always been my goal, is just to see how many faces I can get this product on. And I just, I kind of just feel like that's kind of crucial, is how many faces can we get the products on? Because the more faces we get the products on, the better our chances are of selling or having new customers, right? Finding a new customer. So what else did she kind of say? Yeah, it says here, when you put products on people's faces, wow, it becomes magical. And it really does feel like magic. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I just love being able to watch people's reaction when they actually put our products on. Because I think they kind of already have, oh, it's one of these like home businesses, like cheapy old yucky products. They almost have this preconceived idea about Mary Kay. And then first off, when you show up, we're taught to, show up in nice dress, professional look, have a good look together. They're always going, oh, like they're kind of surprised when you come in with a dress on, like and especially in the wintertime, right? They don't expect that. And they think, oh, you're all dressed up. And I first words out of my mouth is, yes, this is my business and I take it very seriously, and we're taught to dress professionally. So that is right off the bat. So I'm thinking, yeah, they need to know we're taking it serious. And even your friends, like sometimes when you show up at your friend's house and when you're first starting and stuff, and they're looking at you like, why are you so gussied up? I'm taught to be professional. So this is I'm in training kind of thing. So, and I know lots of you guys have been around long enough that you kind of already know that part of it. So, but she said, it's really fun to get dressed up cute and go out and be professional with your Mary Kay business. So when people put the products, when we put the products on people's faces, when we give, basically we're giving them that free treatment, pampering session. And we're not really, because we don't know if they're going to buy, we have no idea. So when we're kind of not expecting anything back in return, then we're going to basically reap the benefits. Like I remember being taught, don't go there with dollar signs in your head. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but I remember being taught, don't go there with dollar signs in your head, because basically they're going to see that written all over your face, the way even sometimes the way you talk. So to me, I'm going in there with the attitude of, I'm going to make this lady feel better. I want her to feel special. I want her to feel pampered. Whether or not she chooses to purchase the products from me is her business. I'm not going to, I'm just not that person. That's why I joined Mary Kay, because I didn't have to be that person. So I'm just reading here from there. So basically plant lots of seeds, because you never know which ones are actually going to take root that will really grow and become big flourishing trees that will keep producing with lots of years in the, coming up, like through the years. I know I have been doing Mary Kay for, how old's my daughter? 28 years. And I still have customers from 28 years ago. So, if you service your customers and they love the products, it's amazing. Like, it is so amazing. So plant lots of seeds, okay? So with that in mind, what do you do when you're feeling stuck, or you feel like you need new names or new people? Well, there's many great ways, great leading, generating ideas out there. Like, you can talk to Carol, you can talk to Ashley, or share any of us. And we all have our own ideas and, things that we can share with you, how to get more names or how to get more leads, right? There's lots of ways out there. Remember, there are people everywhere. Everywhere we go, there are people. You're only one person away from a whole new circle of influences. It literally takes only one person to get into a whole new circle of influence. So you don't have to listen to that nagging thought in the back of your mind that you're stuck, that you don't have anyone else to talk to, because that's just crazy. Really, I can tell you right now, you can probably look at your own personal cell phone and scroll down your contact list that you have not, maybe haven't asked yet, or that you've asked maybe and it wasn't the right time when you asked her, that you could call her back again and ask again. You don't have to listen to those thoughts of saying, I'm stuck, I don't have anybody else. Like, I know when she said that, I went and looked at my phone myself, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I have a lot of people in there that, they said this wasn't the good timing right now. So, like, you go back in there and you go back through your contact list and you think, oh my goodness, I've got like 10 names in there that I could call up that I haven't followed back up with, because the timing wasn't right. And one way to generate leads is it's called conversational booking, which is basically referred to as warm chatter. And what's really funny is usually when it comes to those critical moments when we think that we need to get out there and do something about it, or we've just been sitting around in our living room coding and blaming it on everyone else, right? Like, so it's up to us, really. It's up to us. When you really feel like, okay, you're in a spot where it's like, make it or break it, right? We can sit in our living room, pote and say, oh, it's because of this, or oh, because of that. Well, no. If you, and this is where the magic starts, right? If you get up out of that, out of your living room, out of your chair, and get up and get out your door. And this lady said, do like Cindy Williams National says, always take a gift with you everywhere you go. What kind of gifts do you take with you? Want to keep it and just you want to keep it in your bag and take it everywhere you go. So take the just take Mary Kay samples, little little sample products, things that you got for free, and put it in a little baggie with your card in it and a piece of candy, like a little wrapped candy, and wrap it up with a cute bow. And wow, you can make people feel special and read that sign that around their neck that says, Mary Kay's always said, make me feel important, and give away a gift everywhere you go and bless people. And you'll get so much in return just by, like, even if they're, like, let's say they already have a Mary Kay consultant, you just made that lady's day by giving her that little gift, making her feel important and special. So here's an idea that this lady shared, and I'm going to give you words that she used. It's wonderful. You just basically got to get up and do something, right? So load up your basket with tons of little gifts, and they don't have to match. Doesn't really, make that much difference if you just take what you've got on hand with some of your books, and get yourself out the door dressed in the Mary Kay cute professional, and go to some of the businesses. Just go in and here's what she said we need to say. And I loved this. I absolutely love this. So now I'm going to be going into businesses, because there's lots of ladies and women especially that are working like crazy because of COVID. Lots of times they're just overwhelmed. So you go in with, and you want to kind of have this already in your head when you go into the businesses. So you're not kind of getting in there and like kind of fumbling what to say. And you don't want to freeze up, right? I know I've done that too. I didn't have myself quite ready, and I'm thinking, blah, blah, blah. The words aren't coming out right. So she goes in and she says hi to the lady. And some of these ladies, you walk in this little basket and they'll look at you like, what's this crazy lady doing? But you're just going in and you're just going to say to her, hi, I'm honoring working women today, and I have a gift for you. Now, right off the bat, when like you just go in and say, hi, Marcy, I have a gift for you. I'm honoring, and I don't know your name, but sometimes they have their name on them, right? And I'm just honoring working women today, and I have a gift for you. Well, right away, I would feel really special. Even if I didn't know who the lady was, that made me feel like, oh my goodness, really? And then here's what you might find out actually. And she says, I actually read this in the book of Proverbs, because I believe in the Bible, and I agree with her. I do believe in the Bible, and you can find much truth in there for your life. And this is where she gets her truth from, and I do too. So in Proverbs, it says, a gift opens a way for the giver. And I thought, wow. So I'm going to say that again. A gift opens a way for the giver. So we're wanting to give her something. So that's going to open her up to us, right? It's just going to open her up to us because we're giving her a gift. And I just thought, that is so good. It's like a light bulb goes on, went off, right? When I read this, it was so true for me. So my opening, or like her opening line is, hi, I'm honoring working women today, and I have a gift for you. this always is my opening. That's what she always uses. Always, 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 no matter what. That's what she starts with. Okay. And no matter where she is. Then you extend your hand with the gift in it. So what do you think happens next when you extend your hand out with the gift in it? 99% of the women will take the gift from you. If you give a lady a gift, she is going to take it from you. Now, if you act all weird and worried about her taking it, she might not want it, right? So you kind of got to have a little bit of confidence about it when you're doing it. Otherwise, she might think you're a little bit weird and kind of, what's going on here? But if you say with with confidence, I'm honoring working women today and I have a gift for you, and she takes, and you offer it to her and she takes it. It's obvious that it would be open up more to talk to her. And it's like, basically you're going to talk to her about why you're giving her the gift. So she's probably wondering why you're giving her the gift. When she takes the gift, ask her, are you familiar with Mary Kay? So you can find out a little bit about her Mary Kay story. Because Mary Kay's always taught us to operate by the golden rule. And that's basically, like what we want to make sure. What you do is say, I teach glamour and skincare, and are you familiar with Mary Kay? If she says yes, usually she'll say yes, and she'll name off her consultant's name, right? So what we're going to do is automatically say, oh, we're so happy, I'm so happy that Susie Q is your Mary Kay consultant. She would love to hear from you. Give her a call, because because with Christmas, let's say, we have all these wonderful new products that she would love to show you. So you're referring her back to her consultant. You're giving her consultant, maybe we don't know who her consultant is, doesn't matter. She has one, we refer them back. And I know when another consultant comes across one of my customers, I get really excited when I know that they referred my customer back to me. So again, the golden rule, right? Just refer them back. Now, that's not always the case. They don't have a consultant. So then, they could become a potential customer. So basically, or she'll say, oh yes, I love the brown eyeliner, but I don't have a consultant anymore. Maybe her consultant's quit or moved away. She just has lost her consultant. So she has not had any contacts. So again, that's a potential customer for you. The next thing that she would do basically, you really want to make sure that you follow up with her. So to follow up, the next question you would ask her right there is, do you text? Instead of saying, are you interested in having a facial? I would love to get together with you. The next thing she said, and I really like this, because that way you're not, asking her for her phone number. You just say, do you text? And as you're asking that, you're bringing out your phone to kind of have her ready to be put in your phone so you can text her, right? And usually they'll say, they'll automatically just give you and say, ask her which number is best to reach you at, to text you at, right? She's really saying we shouldn't be asking for her phone number. We just assume, and when we asked, which number is the best one to text her at, we're just assuming that she's going to give us her number, right? We're not asking for a number. We're just asking what's the best way to reach her, which number is best to reach her for texting. And then we can tell her, let's say we're doing a portfolio. Could we borrow her face? And then we'll just let her know that we'll be contacting her, and then and basically, can I contact you maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning? Find out when the best time would be to quickly shoot off a text to her. And I know personally with me, once I get that far into it, like finding out, you know, like you want to follow up, like don't leave it sit. She needs to stay hot because you want her to learn to like you right away. Like you're giving her that first impression. So, you know, you're showing the professionalism, saying, okay, you know, like, do you work tomorrow morning or are you off tonight? Can I just shoot you off a quick text tonight? You want to find out basically what's going to work best for her. Is a weekday going to work best for her? Is a weekend going to be best? And I know you really should be giving them an option, right? When I'm texting or calling people, I ask them, do you work during the day? If it's yes, then I asked, is an evening or a weekend best for you? If they're not working during the day, and I mean, I need to know whether they're working during the day. If they're not, if they, you know, don't have a job during the daytime, then I asked, would a weekend or a weekday work best for you? And then we find out, like you kind of narrow it down. So yes, a weekday. So would say a Wednesday morning or a Thursday afternoon work best. Give her those options. You always give them two choices. You just assume that you're getting her booked and you just, you don't say, you know, like, well, I'll call you back later, or, you know, like, or, you know, call me, because they don't always, not very often do you call. So when you're giving out those little gifts, you know, you need to get their contact right there, because they'll never, and I know this from my own self for giving out things and not asking for numbers, they never call you back. Very, very, very seldom do they call you back. So you make sure you get her number to text her, and then find out, can I text you tonight? Can I text you tomorrow morning? And then so we can set up a time that's going to work best for you. And then, you know, like you can even find out if, you know, a weekday's going to work or if a weekend's going to work for her. So those are kind of the things that she really was giving us, teaching us about, you know, giving the customer, once you've got that initial contact, giving them the options. Again, you know, once you get her booked, then the next step is to, you know, find out if she wants to have a friend join her, or she just wants the individual, give her that option. And of course, we tell them, you know, for being a hostess, they can get, you know, get a discount or get some gifts for free, whatever your system is. So, yeah, you just need to basically find out if you can make it work best for her. So do you guys have any questions about trying to find new leads? Is that going to help you if you're feeling stuck?
I have a question.
What's that?
Can you tell me how you execute warm chatter? Can you do a warm chatter with me?
Yeah, sure. So like
like
if you were sitting, like, do you work outside besides Mary Kay, Marcy?
Yeah, I work too. Yeah.
You work
at the University of Manitoba.
Okay, so you're in a business setting, right? So you wouldn't normally have somebody coming into your office and offering you okay, so when you're out, say, grocery shopping, right? So you're in the lineup, right? And the young lady there, you want to book her. Okay. So you would go up to her and you would say what to her?
Oh, no.
Okay. So I would say, you're the young lady. And I'd say, Marcy, like, and lots of times they have their name tags on, right? I try to look for their names, and like, you know, like, and most of them are pretty friendly. If it's really busy and they're stressed, I don't try to, but if it looks, and sometimes I'll just kind of maybe walk around a little bit longer so it's not so busy. And if it's not too busy, then I'll come back and wait in that lineup. If there's somebody there that I think, oh, I want to talk to her. And then I just go up to her and say, oh my goodness, like I would just say to her, it's like, thank you for being so good at working here. Like, thank you for being a worker. Just start off, you know, just a general conversation, like maybe even say, I'd love to give you a gift because I'm honoring working women. Use that line, you know, I'm honoring working women this week. And like I would love to give you a gift, and then pull out that little gift, whether it's, just a card with an eyeshadow or a lipstick sample or whatever sample that you want to give her. And then quickly say, do you text? You don't have to spend 10 minutes with her, right? Just say, like, I'd like to do that for you. Just give you honoring you for being a working woman here in this store. And asked if she texts, and if she says yes, you have your phone ready. You just say, okay, can I give you a quick text tonight after you're done work? What time do you get off? Write her, put her name in the phone. And she even suggested that when you write her name in, where you met her.
Okay.
Because I mean, if you get a bunch of names, if you're doing that for the day, well, which store did you meet that lady at, right?
Yeah.
So write down, and then say, okay, thank you so much for being such a great, giving me such great service, and I'll text you tonight. And just leave it there, right? So then tonight, when you get home, whatever time she says, that's when you text her back and say, it was so great meeting you, loved meeting you at the store, and love to have you be part of my portfolio I'm doing this month or this week. Do you work during the day, whatever, or even, text her and say, can I call you? Because I personally like to call people and talk to them. So text her off and say, okay, can I give you a call? Is this a good time to give you a call? And then you do the, portfolio.
You're texting within the day. You're following up.
Yes, within, like, you're going to try to get within that next 24 hours. Like if she's getting off that night, see if you can text her that night or the next day sometime. Not any longer than that, because then they're cold.
Right. Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Holly, do you have anything?
No, I mean, I've done that. I missed quite a bit of it. Sorry, we're having internet connection issues over here. But my issue is actually having them respond after they've given me their number.
Okay.
And them saying yes, and then doing it within the time and the time they've agreed to, and then either them not picking up, because I'm like you, Nancy, I'd rather talk to them because I know that it's better, and then them either not picking up, and then I'll do a follow-up. I'll give them like a day, and then I'll do it the following day, because I don't want to be that harassing Mary Kay lady.
Yes.
And then and then, I'll do it every so often and still don't hear from them. And that's frustrating for me. Like, it's like, and I know it happens. Like, I know what happens, but I find it happens more often than not. And so then I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's the people I'm picking then. Like,
right.
And that's
so
the only thing I can think of. Like,
yeah. So are you familiar with that 21-day challenge where you keep bumping them, like you text them and, like you kind of say, I'm just checking it, like just we met and whatever. And then they don't answer. Then you wait, I think, for 2 days and just say, haven't heard back from you. Did you see my message? Do you do that with them when you're texting them back to get a response?
I haven't done that challenge for a really long time. And that would probably be a good thing to restart.
That's where I would recommend that you go back in there and follow those texts, because I think you reach out to them 3 times, and by the 3rd time, so you're not, 3 times is not a lot, really.
No.
And I don't know if you guys remember Linda Rose. She said you got to reach out 5 to 12 times before you necessarily get a response.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot to me too. But really, people, I'm thinking people aren't as busy, but seems like now, I don't know, like there seems still dances going on, hockey's going on. So I think people are back into their busy schedules again. So sometimes it takes 3 or 4 texts before they're even going to have time to respond. And I think the last text that you text them is, oh my goodness, girl, it seems like you must have a crazy schedule. Would it be okay if I just contact you in 2 or 3 months? And then usually what happens is, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed your text or whatever. And if they don't respond, like wait for 2 or 3 months before you check back with them again. And you bump them ahead that far and then say, hey, I'm just checking back in. I never did hear back. Do you want me to take you off my list?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's usually how it ends. You asked if they, not off the list, but like, do you not want to hear back from me?
Yeah.
And that way they are freed up to not have to have you call them back or text them back again.
Yeah, and I haven't done that 21-day challenge for quite a while, so that would be a good thing to do again.
So do you have that in your files somewhere, Holly, that you can see what it's?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because I found that really did make a difference for me when I used that. If you're not getting a response, just kind of bump them ahead. I think it's 3 days, and then do it again in 3 days. And then if they don't respond, just say, oh my goodness, girl, you must be so crazy busy. I'll try back in 2 months, check back 2 months. If they don't respond, I'll say, okay, apparently you're not interested, and that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you do 10 people a day or something.
Yes, that's right. You have a list of 10. That's what you start off with a list of 10 names for that. And it takes 21 days to go through that 10 names. And at the end, you'll have bookings and, like you usually get somewhere with that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be really stuck. So, yeah. Basically, that's kind of what I had down for tonight.
Well, thanks, Nancy. It was very good.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. So awesome. And I think Carol said she was just getting off work, the poor girl. It's like, so now, are you guys both in Ontario?
Yeah. Well, sounds like Marcy's in. Are you in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Winnipeg. Oh, okay.
Marcy, I want to be with you.
Oh, sure.
I used to live in Winnipeg.
Oh, great.
So did I.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
My aunt still does. My aunt lives over by the Golden Boy.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and she was a nurse at the Health Science Center for 47 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she just retired. I think 2 years ago, maybe. So yeah. She's literally the apartments across the street from the Golden Boy from the lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We were just out there 2 years ago.
Okay. And where do you live, in Thunder Bay?
No, I'm in Ottawa, just 20 minutes from downtown Ottawa.
Nice.
Wow.
So Carol's at one end, I'm at the other. It takes me an hour to get to Carol.
Oh my gosh.
Which isn't long. It's really not, because it's country. Carol's out in the country, so it's really not that far. It's
It's just traffic.
Well, and not even. It's just because you have to go through. It's all highway. It's complete highway.
Yeah.
Highway and then just country road. So
it's a nice quiet area that she's in.
Yeah.
My husband and I actually stayed at her and Rich's place when we drove across Canada a few years ago to go back to Nova Scotia. So I know exactly where she lives, on this nice quiet country road. I always thought Ontario was like all cities, and it's not.
No, it's really not. I mean, I've lived in different parts. I've lived in 3 different provinces.
Oh, wow.
So I was actually born in Newmarket. We moved up to Thompson, Manitoba.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Thompson down to Winnipeg, Winnipeg to Oakville, Oakville to Abbotsford, BC. I went from Abbotsford into Vancouver, Vancouver out to here.
Wow.
Are you in the military?
No, that's what everybody says. No, my mom, we are born again Christian, and my mom always felt that God was telling her to move. And so my father actually was killed in Inco in Thompson, Manitoba when I was up there, when I was 3.
God.
And so my mom was married at 18, had my sister at 20, had me at 22, and was widowed at 25.
Oh.
And raised my sister and I by herself. And she just felt God was telling her to move. We moved from Oakville to Abbotsford because my mom actually went to Trinity Western University for a bit.
Yeah.
And then there was an accident that unfortunately she wasn't allowed to go back to school, but she's still out there. So I actually was just, I guess it was 2 months ago, Rod, now. But sometime in August, actually, I went back home to BC for the first time in 8.5 years and saw my family. So
Yeah. Yeah. So it was pretty crazy, but yeah. So it's been pretty weird. It's been a weird. This COVID thing is just insane.
Yeah, it makes it hard for family. I know my family, I grew up in Nova Scotia. We moved to Manitoba for Brian to go, my husband to go to Bible college there. And now we're in Alberta. So, yeah. So,
Where in Alberta are you?
we're almost on the border of Saskatchewan, near the Lloydminster area.
Okay. Yeah.
We're still 45 minutes from Lloydminster. And in Alberta, because he's been in different churches, we started off, the first little church was just a little teeny village church. And it was about a half an hour south of Camrose. And Camrose is about 45 minutes from Edmonton. So, and then we were down by Drumheller, the dinosaur place.
Yeah.
We were in a little church. It wasn't right in Drumheller, but it's a little town called Delia. And then now we've been at this area, Dewberry, which is close to Lloyd, for the last 9 years. So,
Okay. And is your husband a pastor or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What church?
it's called the Evangelical Free Church.
Oh, okay.
It's out of, like, I think their head office is out of Trinity College out in BC there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Where did he go to school in Winnipeg?
He went to the Providence College.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otterburn?
Yeah, Otterburn. That's where when we first moved to Manitoba, that's where we moved, we lived right in Dorm. And then I found out I was pregnant, having a baby, and she came 3 months early. So we ended up moving into Winnipeg. Because she had to be in the hospital for 3 months. So we ended up finding an apartment near the hospital. St. Boniface Hospital is where she was born.
Okay, St. Boniface. You didn't go to children.
Yeah. So yeah, she was in St. Boniface. They had a neonatal unit there that was one of the best at that time. She's 28 years old now, so that was a while ago.
I'm surprised it wouldn't have been at children's.
Yeah.
No, I think because we were rushed by ambulance from Steinbach into Winnipeg, because when the doctor checked me, I was already 3 centimeters dilated, and I was only 20, just going into my 27th week.
Okay.
I think he was really worried how this whole thing was going to play out. So yeah, but there was lots of prayers, lots and lots of prayers. So she is 28 years old and happily married and a very healthy young lady. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's cool. How long have you been in Winnipeg, Marcy? Have you always been there, or?
Yeah, I've lived here. I'm from Killarney, which is a
Okay.
small, and I moved here when I was 19.
Okay.
And yeah, so I just turned 50. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be 45 in November.
I had a birthday yesterday, but I'm not going to tell you guys how old I am.
Happy birthday! Was that the reason for the family photos?
Yes. Yeah. I've been wanting a family photo. We were supposed to do it for Thanksgiving. Our son was actually in the hospital that weekend. So I was just choked because the weather was much nicer then. But so I said, okay, we're getting together with our family. We're going to go. We have property in Camrose, actually, near Camrose. And our daughter and son-in-law had moved there 2 years ago. So I said, let's go out to our lake house and get a family picture. So it was a little bit cold. It was minus 12, but our son set up his phone on a ladder. That was our tripod. And he says, we got 10 seconds. So we got a family shot. And we only had to take 2 shots to get a good one.
Nice.
So, yeah. So we're very, very happy. So it was just a wonderful birthday, I thought, yesterday, having my kids around and being with them. And it was great.
Nice. Yeah, we actually stayed because we actually drove. So I've driven across Canada twice on my own. And then we drove from BC to Ottawa when we moved 9 years ago, my husband and I. And it was funny because we left BC November 1st. And I have family and friends due to all my moving all across Canada. So my first set was actually staying in Alberta. They're kind of like my second parents. Their kids are in their 30s. But we knew them as newlyweds. They've known me since I was 5 years old.
Oh, and wow.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to come to the wedding because his mom was sick in Winnipeg. So they weren't able to come to the wedding. So she was like, Dan and Lynn Steves, and they were like, Lynn's like, you know, you're staying a couple days, right, Holly? I'm like, yes, Mama Lynn. Like, I know I'm not getting away with only staying one night with you, Lynn. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, so we actually left November 1st, and we were trying to make it to their place all the way, and it didn't quite work. I was just too tired and too emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
Because it's my mom and my two nieces and my nephew that live in BC as well. So I was saying goodbye to them as well. So that was my first night driving and saying goodbye. So we ended up spending the night in Camrose.
Really?
Yeah. But every time we left a place, it snowed the day we left. So we literally, like, if we left that day, it snowed literally the day we left. Every single place we left. So it was so funny. Yeah. Everybody's like, what'd you guys do? Bring the snow? We're like, no, it wasn't snowing when we got here. It didn't snow till we left. So we did not bring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. So what do you think of Camrose?
It's nice. It's nice. Rod and I are actually looking. So as of Tuesday, my job actually cut my contract by 6 months short. So as of Tuesday, I'm jobless. So
full-time Mary Kay.
Yeah, it's a little bit stressful right now. So it's just, I'm having a hard time right now. I'm just stress and depression wise, it's just been a little bit hard right now. Yeah. It's been a really hard year emotionally, mentally for me. So, but it's not to say it has been one of the things that obviously hasn't crossed my mind, because it has, but we're just like, okay, let's go. Like, so just trying to figure everything out and trying to get everything settled. But we actually want to move out to the country as well, is where Rod and I, it's what we've always dreamed of doing. So we were on the house hunt until recently. So just kind of waiting and seeing of where what God has planned, because I thought it was to move this year, because I usually move at least every 5. And we've been here for 7, and I'm like itching, scratching the walls.
I grew up on a farm, so